Hi, everybody, and welcome to Simply Cards by Kathi. Today is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, and I have two fun cards to show you. I am using a new streaming service because prices went way up with StreamYard and they didn't offer as much. So I have switched over to Ecamm. It's the first time actually going live to use it. I've kind of played with it. So I'm hoping that if you can see me and hear me, please leave a comment and let me know. I'm sure there will be some ups and downs with it until I get used to it, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to have some fun with it. So it allows me to zoom in and show you things a little closer, and so I am excited to be using it. So, but we'll just have to see how things go. Things are kind of flying around here right now. So I am going to be using the Sunshine Vibes bundle. It's called Boho Vibes the Suite. And remember, suites are on sale now to the end of the month. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. And any problems as we go through this, as far as hearing or seeing things, please let me know. Okay, I'm going to switch this camera down. There we go. I am so sorry. Thank you for bearing with me. All right, so I am going to show you the set we are using. It's Sunshine Vibes stamp set and die set with these great die pieces that you can cut. So I want to show you the paper that goes with it. This is called Boho Vibes DSP, and it is really pretty. I have to be honest, this was not one of the sets that caught my attention. I think the paper did because it's bright, but I thought, oh, just another, when I saw the dies, rainbow. But I went back and looked at it several times and thought of in the end, I don't know what happened there. In the end, it ended up that I did get it. And I'm going to apologize for all the problems we may have. I promise I will work on this, as I've been for over a week now. So I want to show you some things with these dies because this is going to be important as we go ahead with our second card. We're actually going to make two. When you cut this out, you are going to get an image that looks like this. And when you cut that out, all of these pieces, bits and pieces here, will come out. I'm saving them and I will show you. I don't know why is this upside down now. All right. Just some new technology. So I'm saving them and I'll show you why and what I'm using them for. You also have all of these little rainbow pieces, each of the rainbow arches that come with some decorations to them. Some lines, some dots, some squiggles, and those also are used to make the rainbow. Now we're going to use these a lot tonight on the second card, and one of these has some leaves here, and we're going to use those for this second largest arch. So just kind of a heads up of what we'll be doing. And let's start with our first card. I'm going to leave these out to show you more. So I'm using the Secret C, and I have an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold this and burnish it. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy you found me. I'm not happy that you're here for the debut of the new streaming equipment, so I feel bad. So typically streams aren't like this. The other thing is I will have a PDF download by the end of the day tomorrow. The link will be right down below in the YouTube video description, and you'll be able to click on that and it'll give you a downloadable PDF, show you some close-up photos and more. All right, so with this card, I'm going to use a piece of Secret C as a layer, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're just going to go ahead and adhere that on. Let me get rid of some of that here. I hope you had a good weekend. It was very rainy here, off and on, but beautiful today. So let's go ahead and adhere this on here. All right. But it is also embossed. So to do that, you want to die cut your image first. And this, I'm using a piece of paper that's 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Die cut your image first and then emboss it. And to emboss this, I used the plaster painting. I just wanted a little bit of texture to this. And if you emboss it before you die cut, you're going to flatten the texture of your embossed piece of cardstock. So let's go ahead and, so this was die cut and embossed. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the back of my basic white embossed. Now you can use glue. This is just enough to cover that. And I want to make sure that I get some of the Cajun craze up at the top and then the yellow at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to this. And we're going to go ahead and adhere it. This is one easy way to use that die. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm also going to add just a little bit onto these arches for the rainbow. Now, you could use the double-sided tape, but I think this will work well. And that's right where I wanted it. So there's our layer. The other thing is you can pop this up with dimensionals. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it with my glue. So I have to tell you, I was very nervous to do this because of having to switch streaming companies. And you know, they're all so different, and no matter how much you practice, and believe me, I did practice, you still, it takes a while to figure out all the gadgets and things that they have on there. Not that I was looking for gadgets, but because StreamYard raised their costs to twice what they were, I had to go ahead and switch to something else. So I see I have just a little tiny touch of glue. So I'm going to grab my glue eraser, and it's just right up here at the top, and I'm just going to take that off. So there's this. Now I do want to put a greeting on it, and my greeting is a piece of the Secret Sea. It's a 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And I thought it'd be fun just to stamp the word hello in some Secret Sea. This is a great card for just thinking of you or someone that you haven't seen for a while. And I thought I would use the greetings from the stamp set. So I got some yellow on there. Let me turn that over. I was using yellow before. And I'm going to try real hard not to get my head in the camera. That looks pretty good. So let's close this up. And I am going to pop this one up with some dimensionals. So let me grab some here. And I have just bits and pieces left of my big one, but I always use them. So I'm going to pop these on the back here. And let's use one more. So it seems like all the kids are out of school, and keep parents and grandparents busy. So I just want to remind you about the suite sale. You know, if you buy one, you get one at 50% off. But there's a little bit as far as to be careful when ordering. If you order one suite and you pick out another, you're going to get 50% off the suite that is costs the least. If you order from pieces parts from a suite, like say the 12 by 12 designer series paper from one suite, and then you order a full suite of something else, you're going to get the 50% off the designer series paper and not the suite. So if you're ordering a lot of different things, my recommendation to you is order your suites separately and then go back and do an order for your other products so that you get the biggest bang for your buck. All right, for my inside, I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 of basic white, and all I did was take another piece of designer series paper, and it isn't the same because I'd had a straight line of one color, and I wanted to pick up as many colors as possible. So it is from another one of these designer series paper, and that is 3/8 of an inch, and it's mounted on a 1/2 inch of Secret Sea. By both of those strips are by 5 1/4 because that's the length of my piece of paper here. So let's go ahead and add this to our inside. And this card is done then for us. Let's put that here. And you can add an inside greeting if you choose to, or leave it blank. For a handwritten message. So first card, very easy. We can add some gems to that, and they were here with me. I have the new 2025-2027 in color flat pearls, and we're just going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to use my Secret Sea, which is right up here at the top. And I'm going to add one here. And you can see I've used these a lot. And I'm going to add one there. So this card is done. So super easy because the designer series paper did the work for you. So let me go over to Everything looks good. Thank you, Diane. Technology is great when it works. So true. So let me go ahead and we're going to do the second card. Now, the second card, the layout is pretty similar, but I'm not using the stamps as much. I really wanted to play up on these die cuts and show you a couple things that you can do with them. So the card is basically, as far as the card base, the same, except I switched over from the cloud cover to the Secret Sea. Okay, now I did another layer of that basic white and cut out my rainbow and then embossed it. And that's the only layer that I'm going to use on this card base. Okay, but I wanted to add some of these die cuts to this embossed layer. So what I did is I picked out the colors I wanted, and I actually pulled them from the designer series paper. So I cut, let me show you what I did here so that you have a good idea. I took all of these separate rainbow arches. So this one and this one, there's 5 of them. I'm going to pull them out here so you can see them. And I cut each one of these. I laid them all on a piece of colored cardstock like Secret Sea and Cajun Craze and just cut a bunch of them. And I went through all the colors, and that actually, by the time I went through, it gave me one of each of the arches in 5 different colors. So you can actually, you're ready to make 5 cards. The other thing I did is I went ahead and cut this again in using 4 pieces of basic white so that I would have some layers to actually give some dimension and build up my rainbow arches. Now, the other thing I did is when I cut these out, I saved those also. And I'm going to show you why as we go along. So what I did is I went ahead for almost all of them, and I'm not sure where they all went. Oh, here they are. And I layered them. So what I did is I took my 4 layers or 3 layers of basic white, and I put them one on top of another just with multi-purpose glue. I then went ahead and took the color that I wanted and layered that on top. So I have a yellow, I have a petal pink. For this one, I used Cajun Craze. This one was Secret Sea. And for this middle arch, or this second largest arch, there is no rainbow arch for that. But these 2 dies that I showed you earlier, here they are. These make an arch, and they make a really pretty arch. So what I did is I cut those out in white. I cut 3 white for each of those. Let me get rid of these so they're out of our way. And put those over here. And I mounted, there's 3 layers for each of these. And this one, where'd it go? This one's already done. So I have 3 layers of white and 1 layer of cloud cover. And I just wanted to show you what I did to do that. And I should actually pull in. Now, an easy way to do would be use, oh gosh, our backing on the cardstock so that you could actually just pull these off and adhere them one on top of the other. I'll be honest, I'm not good at that because once I do that, and I lay it down, I don't have the ability to pick it up and move it. It kind of rips things. So I like to use glue, and I'll just lightly put a dot on here and there. And you can use your fine tip glue bottle even, and just adhere them together that way. So I'm going to go ahead and then I just pick it up and I just make sure that it fits nicely one over the other. And then lastly, I'm going to take that cloud cover and again, just add a little dot here and there, and I'm going to adhere that to my basic white. So I now have a layer, 4 layers of each of these die cuts, and it's going to give us some dimension when we go to put these on the card. So just going to work this through, make sure it's stuck, and we can get rid of that. Now I have a lot of glue on my hands, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of sanitizer on my hands to get that glue off, because I don't want to get that all over as we're doing this. So if you're looking to make cards with this and you do these die cuts like this, you can knock out 5 cards really pretty easily. All right, I am not going to use dimensionals on this. I want this flat because I want my layers to of these rainbow arches to actually stand up for me and kind of stand up out of these die cut arches. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on each of these arches because I found that they'll kind of flop up for you. And we're going to adhere this down. Okay. So now remember, this is a little smaller than a 4 by 5 1/4. So you're going to have more border. You could certainly add another color if you wanted to. All right, so just giving this a good pat so those arched rainbow arches lay down. Oh, that one's not laying down so well. So what I like about these is you can pick them up and add a little bit more adhesive if you need to, and it'll lay right back down. Okay, so let's go ahead and add these arches. Now, I just so you can see, there is some dimension to them. So I'm going to take my first arch and I am going to run lightly around the edge with my glue. In fact, I'm going to pull out my fine tipped glue. And just run around the edge, adding a little bit of glue to each of these. Is this going to work? All right, and this isn't technology, but let's see if that pin will open this up. Yep. All right, so just add a little bit of glue here, and I'm just going to run right around the edge. And that's going to be enough because this has some of those die cuts in the arch itself. So I don't want to get any glue so that it seeps out. But I think this is going to be a really pretty card. And just going to try not to get my fingers on it, but I did. And just add a little bit here. Okay, so let's add this to the first one. And it fits right in that die cut opening. And just give it a good press. Now, the next one are these leaves, because this is the arch that did not have a circle or a die cut for it. So I'm going to go ahead and I actually am going to lay this down and I think you'll be able to see it a little better. I'm going to add some glue to this, and just again, make sure I get my edges and a good part of the stem and some of the leaves. You don't have to get a lot on there. I have to figure out how to see your comments a little easier, like I could before. And hopefully by the next week, I have that all figured out. So just going to lay this right in here. Give it a good press. And while that's drying on that side, I'm going to take one of my blocks and just lay that there for a minute, just for a little bit of weight. And then let's do the other side. I will be, towards the end of the month, I am having surgery on my shoulder because I have a tear in my muscle and some damage to a bone. So I am going to try very, very hard to pre-record videos ahead of time so that each week you have one. And I will tell you in that video that it's pre-recorded. But I don't want to lapse in doing the videos. And with July coming, there's some new online exclusives that I already have on hand that I want to show you. And I think my goal, just so you know, is to pre-record those videos and then jump on in the comments with you so that I can watch the video with you. And if you have questions, I can answer them right then and there. So that's my plan. So lots to get done before the 27th of June. All right, so here's that one. So you can see how it's kind of taking shape here. And we had one more little rainbow. And is it under here? No. Well, it's here somewhere. So we will find it and put it on. It was, I believe, a pink one. So I did go ahead and stamp my sentiment, the thanks, and we're going to put that on the front with some dimensionals too. Well, oh, there's our little rainbow. It was under the silicone mat, so we'll put that on there. And let's get these on. Let me see if there's any more comments or questions. Oh, Joan, don't worry about being late because we had some technical difficulties in the beginning and everybody was so gracious and stayed with me that hopefully it's going to get easier with the new streaming technology. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to put this right on here. That looks pretty centered. And then for our inside, it's going to be the exact same as the other one. But let's go ahead and put on our petal pink rainbow here. And then I'm going to try bringing you back to me so that just go ahead and pop that in the die cut area. And we can add a few gems to this one as well. So with this one, I think I'm going to add the cloud cover. And I'm going to just, maybe let's go with the large secret C right on here. Just on there. And I know we're supposed to add 3, but I'm leaving it with that. So let me bring both cards back in so that you can see them. And then I'll bring you back to me. So easy way to use the designer series paper, but to also use your die cuts. So let me bring you back to me. Oh my gosh, it worked. I can't believe it. So much easier exiting than it was coming on. So I do apologize for that. So I hope you'll consider, if you're looking to get the sweets, I hope you'll consider this one. It really is a lot of fun. And I think there's many more things we can do with it in the future. Don't forget, I will have the PDF for you. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, sharing it. The next one will go smoother. And I will see you a week from today with some new inspiration for you. Have a great week. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you soon.